I'm Adam.
And I'm Sunny.
And this is Where There's a Williams, There's a Way. Hey, Sunny, how are you today?
Hey, Adam, guess what? I've been practicing my counting skills.
Oh, that's great. How's it going?
Well, let's just say it's been quite the adventure. You see, I have 217 brothers and sisters.
Wow, that's a lot of siblings. So you've been counting them all?
Yep, but it's been a bit chaotic. Every time I start counting, one of my siblings distracts me with a game of hide and squeak.
Hide and squeak? That sounds like a fun game. How do you manage to count them all with so much distractions?
Oh, I've got my own mousy methods. I assign each one a number and call them out, but sometimes they scamper off before I can finish.
I can imagine. It must be like herding mice trying to keep track of all of them.
Exactly. And you know what's even funnier? My little sister keeps insisting she's a fraction of a mouse. She says she's 1/3 mouse, 1/3 mischief, and 1/3 cheese lover.
She sounds like quite the character. In today's book, counting with Star Wars is hardly a chore. From the chosen one to a transport of 20, this book is full of numbers aplenty. So Padawans prepare, get ready, get set, for a numerical lesson you'll never forget. Let's get started. OBI123, written by Calliope Glass and Caitlin Kennedy, illustrated by Katie Cook. Come here, my little friend, don't be afraid. Welcome to an adventure in rhyme and space. 1. The Jedi had a legend, an ancient one of course, that told of a special someone who would bring balance to the Force. Not a handful of chosen somebodies, not a few, not a bunch, not a ton. Just a single particular Skywalker, just Anakin, just one. 2. A desert planet on the outer rim. Tatooine is dusty, gritty, and grim. Everything's parched and thirsty and dry, from the searing earth to the glaring sky. Why, you may ask? Oh, how can this be? Just look up at the sky, and you will soon see. It's those two blasted suns, all round and white hot. They're to blame for this heat. But oh, what a shot. 3. The galaxy is full of remarkable creatures, amazing, beautiful, and rare. But Rathars are just plain awful, despite their obvious flair. These tentacled beasts do only one thing, and that's gobble up whatever's in sight. So with 3 of them now on the loose, Rey and Finn are in for a fight. 4. With his 4 metal arms all whirling and twirling, General Grievous can fight any foe. This sinister cyborg is feared through the galaxy. He's someone you don't want to know. But even his 4 spinning sabers of light are no match for Obi-Wan's prowess. In a deadly duel, the Jedi at last puts an end to Grievous's malice. 5. Over the snowy horizon of Hoth, 5 Imperial walkers appear. They're mechanical monsters, mighty machines, even Wampus know to steer clear. But brave Luke Skywalker has a plan to end these Imperial gimmicks. As it turns out, defeating an AT-AT just takes a little physics. 6. The floating cloud city above Bespin is home to many a strange creature, including the little Ugnaughts, whose noses are not their best feature. But these 6 ugly Ugnaughts sure know their stuff, and that is why they've been chosen, to perform a key task for the Empire, to make sure Han gets frozen. 7. The Mos Eisley Cantina is not the greatest gig around. The crowd is pretty rowdy, and lost limbs litter the ground. But these 7 musicians are just looking to jam, so they'll answer any ad, and when the modal notes play their cherry tune, the cantina doesn't seem so bad.
Hey, Adam, did you hear that they're playing Star Wars music at the school assembly today?
Really? That's awesome. I bet the kids are gonna love it. But wait, why are you so excited about Star Wars music?
Oh, it's just that every time I hear the Imperial March, I feel like I'm leading a tiny rebel alliance against the tyranny of the vacuum cleaner.
Leading a mouse rebellion against the household appliances, huh? I can see you now, Sonny, with a tiny lightsaber in hand, bravely facing off against the vacuum cleaner Death Star.
Exactly. And you, Adam, would be our wise Jedi teacher, guiding us with your knowledge and wisdom.
Oh, well, thank you, Sonny. But I have to admit, I never thought my role as a teacher would involve battling household appliances with a mouse army. 8. 8 little jawas all in a pack, excited by their loot for finding treasure on Tatooine, is by far no easy pursuit. So they carried along over the dunes and across the white-hot sand. Don't blame them, that's just what it takes to get by in this desolate land. 9. Amidala, Queen of Naboo, had 9 handmaidens loyal and true. 8 were selected to keep one protected. The queen was disguised as one too. 10. Imperial officers numbering 10 all sat around a big table. There wasn't a lot that could scare those bad men, but that day Darth Vader was able. The Imperial officer didn't agree on the best way to beat the Alliance, so Darth Vader decided to make them all see that he didn't enjoy their defiance. Using his powers, he squeezed one of the 10 quickly into a submission. His goal was to demonstrate clearly to them that the Force was no ancient religion. 11. 11 X-Wings led by Poe Dameron skillfully fly into battle. They're attacking TIE fighters and the Starkiller base, and the structure is starting to rattle. With one final shot, the resistance succeeds and the planet is gone in a flash. But the blinding white glow simply lights up the pilot's victorious dash. 12. In the days of old, the Jedi stood for all that was noble, strong, and good. Steeped in the Force and wise beyond years, the Jedi quieted everyone's fears. Leading this army of virtuous teachers was the Jedi Council, a wide range of creatures. 12 individuals of all different species would meet and discuss various treaties. On the last Jedi Council before their great fall sat short little Yoda and Windu the Tall, and 10 of their cleverest brothers and sisters. Alas, now they're spoken of only in whispers. 13. Silent giant ships in dust, like ancient mountains standing. Rey weaves her way through all 13, her sharp eyes always scanning. She's searching for parts to sell or to trade for a day's portion of food. Through X-Wings and Y-Wings and fallen destroyers, a long-lost multitude. 14. Lumbering, wheezing, huge and hairy. These 14 banthas are far from scary. Sure, they are smelly and not very clean, but they're oh so helpful, so who needs hygiene?
I was just thinking, do you think our house is becoming a bit too crowded?
Crowded? With 218 mice running around? Oh, I'd say it's cozy.
Cozy? Adam, I can't even find a quiet corner to munch on my cheese without someone stepping on my tail.
Oh, come on, Sonny. It's all part of the charm of having a big family. Plus, think of it this way. You never have to worry about feeling lonely.
Loneliness is the least of my concerns when I have so many siblings vying for attention. I can barely get a word in edgewise during our family meetings.
Well, I guess you could always start scheduling your own private meeting. Call it Sunny Time.
Sunny time? I like the sound of that. Maybe I'll even set up a little cheese buffet while I'm at it.
Now we're talking. Just make sure your siblings don't catch wind of it. You know how they are with cheese.
Oh, believe me, I know. It's like a cheese frenzy whenever they catch a whiff of it.
Well, as your honorary human family member, I'll make sure you get some peace and quiet every now and then. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. Thanks for understanding.
15. On Endor's small forest moon, the Ewoks prepare for war, with slingshots and trip lines, and possibly landmines. The Empire has no ideas in store. A group of 15 takes out its wrath on a slew of white armored thugs. All on their own, with no help at all, the Ewoks crush them like bugs. Not bad for little furballs, you've got to give them credit. After all, they saved the rebellion, and the galaxy won't soon forget it. 16. A Jedi and a Padawan clutch their weapons tight. They've been training all their lives for this, they're bracing for a fight. 16 battle droids attack with heavy blaster fire. But for Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn, it's really not so dire. 17. 17 Gamorrean guards line a hallway in Jabba's palace. tusked and green and horned and mean, they're as gross as Jabba is callous. One thing is for sure, these guys are glad to be guarding this particular aisle. Their friend had a job near the Rancor, but they haven't seen him for a while. 18. The crowds have arrived, the stands are packed, they're ready for a show. 18 pod racers power up, a gong rings out, they're ready to go. Anakin has a faulty start, but he's off with a blast. Through the desert he zips and weaves, he's in the lead at last. Not even Sebulba's dirty tricks can keep Anakin's fate at bay. He was always meant to win, you see. The Force is strong with him, they say. 19. 19 patrons fill Maz's castle, and oh what an interesting mix. Thieves and pirates, smugglers and spies, all visiting for kicks. Just don't step out of line here, folks. Maz Kanata is the judge. She's lived for over 1,000 years. You don't want her holding a grudge. 20. Stormtroopers travel in packs of 20, in transports to be precise. The transports aren't so comfortable, but most stormtroopers aren't so nice. When the heavy ship lands, the troopers inside race right into battle. But one of them doesn't seem eager to be there. FN2187 looks a bit rattled. The stormtroopers do as they're told. 19 of the 20 dive in. But the one who stands apart from it all is the one who will soon be called Finn. You disappoint me. We're at the end of the book, and not once did you count Dooku. Much to learn you still have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Did you know I'm a huge Star Wars fan?
Really? I had no idea. I mean, with your tiny lightsaber and all.
Hey, watch it. Size doesn't matter when it comes to the Force.
Fair point. So, which Star Wars character do you relate to the most?
Definitely Yoda. I mean, we're both small, wise, and both have a knack for getting into tight spots.
I can totally picture you giving Jedi wisdom to a bunch of tiny mice.
Absolutely. Do or do not. There is no try, unless you're trying to catch a really big block of cheese.
That's brilliant. You should totally start a Jedi Academy for mice.
I'm already ahead of you, Adam. But instead of lightsabers, we use toothpicks. Less dangerous for accidental tail-slicing accidents.
Safety first. But hey, if the Death Star ever needs infiltrating, I know who to call.
You got it, Adam. Just make sure to pack some extra cheese for the journey. May the Force be with us, and may the cheese be plentiful.
And one thing that would be forceful would be to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. I'm Adam.
And I'm Sunny.
And this is Where There's a Williams, There's a Way. Did you know Obi-Wan Kenobi is known as the Negotiator because he prevents and stops battles without using weapons. He also has the ability to imitate the sound of any animal,